right, hello Harvey. Hi Lakers. We're here at the stream for the for a middle school girls JV volleyball here. It's the HHS Lakers versus the CNBA Nighthawks.
Going to be an interesting game. We haven't seen much of the JV girls, but it's going to be exciting. They have some really strong players that I'm glad we get to see out tonight.
I've not watched a middle school JV girls game yet, but I'm excited to see what, you know, they can put together here. Because it's getting pretty late in the season now. Everyone's playing at their peak.
Looks like the Lakers are still having their little powwow while the Nighthawks are just lined up, ready to go.
Nighthawks are just ready to go. Lakers putting in a bit more strategy, I guess, or like a bit of communication in.
Looks like they just got their lineup ready.
Sorry, folks, we're still getting some stuff set up here.
After the serve, Kevin's probably going to go right. But after the serve, I would hang out close to the net. See if you can get it.
The Laker lineup is ready to go. Out here we have number 11, Isabella Hart, number 4, Charlotte Booker, number 13, Taya Nevers. Sorry, having a little difficulty here. Number 12, MJ Giggy. 5, Kylie McClune, and number, I think 6, Maggie Charters for the Lakers.
Nighthawks have first serve here. Goes over. Good receive there by the Lakers. And it hits the floor on the Nighthawks.
A little bit of a late reaction.
Yeah, that was obviously both the teams aren't going to be quite warmed up yet. First couple points are always a bit slow.
Hart with a great underhand serve there.
The Lakers are getting a bit hyped here. They're starting to warm up more. Good receive there by Carly on the Nighthawks team. Just sending that straight over. Oh, an unfortunate hit there by number 1 Kara on the Nighthawks side. Just hit off her hands and sent it down.
Really impressive reaction time there from the setter to know to push it over, especially at this level.
Yeah, most of the time I feel like a lot of the balls in middle school tend to be a lot more just safe pushes, that kind of thing, that are quite easy to get, but sometimes they fall quick, and a lot of the times they just straight up hit the floor. But both teams seem to have pretty good reactions on these ones, like the quick little tips and that kind of thing.
Giggy had a great tip there last, I forget what it's called, last round, last set. Just out of reach for Kinley, number 15 on the Nighthawks.
Nighthawks have yet to get on the board here. Number 11 for Lakers, Hart, is going to keep on serving here. Those fast underhand serves. Nighthawks send that over, but unfortunate there. Number 13 on the Lakers side must have just thought that was going over.
A little bit of a confusion there on the court. Call for help, but it was just too late or not heard soon enough.
Nighthawks now have serve. Carly going up to serve. Sent straight back over by a Hart. And a beautiful hit by number 4, Olivia, on the Nighthawks side.
Back row, too. You don't see many of those, especially in middle school games.
Back row hit, and it had enough power, and she guided enough to just send it straight over that net. Lakers definitely weren't expecting that.
Carly from the Nighthawks serving, but it just hits the net.
Yep. Now the Lakers will have possession of the ball. Serving it back up. Booker now serving. And just makes a little mistake there, as you can see by her reaction. Just hits the ball a bit off angle and doesn't quite get the power she wanted.
Sammy up now for the Nighthawks.
Nighthawks back with the serve. Some good receives there. Oh, and straight back over by number 5 McClune on the Lakers side.
Good attempt at a last-minute save, but it just wasn't received well from her teammates.
Nighthawks were a bit far back. They sent that straight where none of their team was. Oh, and a good attempt there by number 20, Madison.
Just got caught in the arms there. It's unfortunate.
Yep.
She got there in time, though.
Good hustle, though.
Taya Nevers had that serve, but it just couldn't get over.
Nevers' serving streak comes to an end there. Now number 15, Kenley's going up to serve for the Nighthawks. Good receive by Hart. Set up and hit over by McClune.
That was a really nice set from the Lakers.
Lakers seem like they're pretty good at setting up that ball, especially on receive there.
It's unusual for middle school teams to get all 3 hits this often, but
number 15, Kenley thought that was out there.
Hit right by the line, but it was in favor for the Lakers because it was just inside.
But yeah, at this level, you don't really see much setting up or hitting or that kind of thing. You mostly just see pushes and bumps straight over the net, but both teams are trying to set some stuff up, which is, going well for the Lakers so far. We'll see if the Nighthawks can catch back up. Number 12, Gigi going up to serve. Received by Gigi. Oh, looks like a straight back and forth there between McClune and Carly, or by Masson there. Just back and forth.
Just couldn't get back in position with enough time. She was covering that tip ball though.
Oh, trying to bring out the soccer technique for that one by Booker.
Doesn't often work out for whoever's trying it.
Oh, good serve by Madison there on the Nighthawks.
Number 20 getting it just behind the front row players.
None of the Lakers were ready for that one. They did not think that was going over. None of their front row players were ready. Oh, straight back and forth going on here between the two teams.
Just a little bit of confusion with that one.
Yeah.
It's often hard when the ball is just about to come at you. You don't really know what the play should be, especially when you're new to the sport.
Nevers couldn't quite decide if she wanted to bump it up and let someone else hit or just hit straight over.
Good back and forth there,
yeah,
but
some good back and forth between the two teams. Just one touch. But I think the Lakers will definitely pull ahead because they seem to be better at the whole setting thing, getting the setting concepts down, that kind of thing.
it's clear that their coach, Sarah Hart, has done a lot of work with this team to make sure that they know what to play.
Number 4 on the Nighthawks, Olivia, sending that one straight back over.
And now number 1 for the Nighthawks I don't know if it's Kara or Kara up with the serve, and it's good.
Right on line. That's really what you want to see with these serves too. Just the serves don't have much power behind them, so you really got to strategize on where you're going to place them. Because if you can trick the opponents into not getting it and just scoring a couple easy points.
Placement is key when it comes to serving.
As we could just see with that one, none of the Lakers were in that spot to cover. She sent it, number one, Kara, she sent it straight over and in that one spot.
Right behind the setter is always really tricky to receive.
Good up. And an attempted tip over there by Charters. Unfortunately, I think she touched the net.
She had the right thought process, though.
Yeah. Bit more practice and she could definitely get that one.
A little bit too close to the net to receive that one, and a little bit of a slow reaction time. But the Lakers are still there. Tied score right now.
Nighthawks have definitely brought it back here. Nice up there. Carly tried to send that one straight over, kind of fumbled through the air.
Amazing rally. And it pays off. Those are some really smart plays, some really good setups, and that was an amazing bump over from the back row, which you don't see a lot. Just had the right amount of power to get that over the net.
Hart had that reaction to hit that over too. That comes with some. It's mostly just becomes second nature at some point, but it's a bit tough to get down.
That serve is just a little bit too far up for McClune to receive. Went straight back instead of forward.
Straight over by Nevers. Set up and sent over by Sammy there. Aw, Nevers couldn't quite get there in time. That's another point for the Nighthawks there.
Set just a little bit too low, which is unfortunate because they were doing really good at setting up, and that was a really amazing rally.
Nighthawks have taken the lead here. Olivia going up to serve. Good serve received by Gigi there. Set up and sent over by Nevers. Straight in no man's land there.
Really good placement. The Lakers really know where to put these balls in order to get the points, which is really impressive, and it's a really good instinct to have when you're playing volleyball.
Yeah, we've also seen some good hits over and some tips too coming out from the Lakers. No one there to receive that one. Nighthawks are hyped about that.
You can hear a lot of cheering from down on the court.
They are excited. They're trying to swing the momentum their way, which is definitely a big thing in the sport.
Number 18, Carly, with a really strong serve, sent it right back. And here she is again.
Good up by Hart there, sending it straight over. And not quite enough movement on the Nighthawks side to get that one. Madison tried her hardest to get that one over, but Lakers will now go back to serving.
Number 4, Charlotte Booker, with a really impressive overhand serve, especially considering this is middle school JV girls volleyball. You don't see a lot of overhand serves in JV at all, let alone
definitely not
with these teams.
It had that power to make number 20 on the Nighthawks side, Masson, kind of like step out of the way there because she thought it was going way behind and thought she'd give Kyra some room. Good over there by McClune. Nighthawks couldn't get that one quite over.
having some trouble with all of the balls that come straight off the net. Those are always difficult, though.
But it's still a tied game. It's really anyone's game still. Both teams seem pretty evenly matched. Good set by Giggy, but McClune could not quite get that one over.
Just wasn't there in time. Didn't have the right setup. Unfortunate.
Giggy setting up again. And a good tip there by, oh, I did not quite catch the number yet. I believe that's number 5.
It's 6.
Or 6, yeah.
Maggie Charters. She's been having some great, at least attempts at tips.
Yeah, she's got the right idea of going up for those tips.
But that one worked out. Giggy up to serve for the Lakers.
See by Masson there. Aw. Looked like a double touch. I believe middle school does have some different rules than senior vol though. One of which I think might be volleying on serves is not allowed.
Yeah, I don't think that they can. It's always a big adjustment when you come from the middle school level to the high school level.
So that's most likely what that one was.
That was off, I think, the head or the shoulder of number
9.
Yeah.
I think.
It's difficult to see these numbers.
Good calling there by Madison though. She was letting her team know she was going to get that, but the rest of her team were not expecting that angle, I don't think.
Giggy's having some really powerful underhand serves that the Nighthawks just aren't ready for.
Yeah, Giggy's really targeting that back right corner.
And that was set 1 with the Lakers winning 25-19.
Lakers won by 6 points there. They've got some most of the time this level is mostly just this level of play is mostly just the fundamentals, but we can see that Lakers have definitely had some improvements here.
They've definitely put a lot of work in during practices.
They're showing fundamentals, but they're also doing some extra stuff like tips and that kind of thing, and we could see Giggy there targeting the ball too. That's impressive.
A lot of covering too, which you don't even see sometimes at the high school level of JV, so it's really great to see these girls putting in the work to practice covering and getting these good habits built while they're younger. They want to continue playing the sport.
We're going to take this time to thank our premium sponsors: Bill Gammon, Black's Grocery and Café, Briggs and Little, David C.A. Williams Renovations, Dr. Dan Fletcher, Excel Manufacturing, Harvey Helpers, Harvey Insurance, Hundredfold Acres Puppies, the Little Village Vacation Resort for Dogs, Paul Equipment, your local Devlon and Bobcat heavy equipment dealer, RSEI Consultants Ltd, Scott Pierce at Remax, East Coast Elite Realty, and Station House. Sponsors help us to improve the viewing experience and get more students involved in these streams. We have multiple levels available and accept sponsorships from groups and individuals. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor, check the video description for our contact information.
The Lakers getting ready to head out as they do their chant.
Lakers winning that set, so they just hopped out real quick. Not as many adjustments to make as the Nighthawks.
Coming out on a high. It's always really great to come back from a win on a set.
Yeah, the Lakers will definitely have the momentum from winning that first set. We can see Giggy kind of dancing down there too. She's having a pretty good time, which is nice to see people enjoying sports they're playing.
We have some new people out on the court for the Lakers. number 9, Willow Paul, and number, I think it's 15, Haley Graham, I think, Palmer. And we see number 5, Kylie McClune, and number 11, Isabella Hart, having a little break. They did play hard that last set, so must be nice to sit down for a second.
Nighthawks lineup has changed a little bit. From what I can see, number 20, Madison, has been subbed out. I assume that's just for receiving, or to give the other players some play time.
Really good reaction there by Haley Palmer. Had that quick tip over.
And a good attempt by number 18, Carly, on the Nighthawks, but team wasn't quite there to help.
Taya Nevers up with that serve, and it's really helping out the Lakers. The Nighthawks just can't seem to receive this.
Nighthawks are starting to show a lot of heart here, though. They're starting to move a lot more to get those balls, putting it on the line. Straight over by Alex, set up by Giggy, and tipped over by Charters.
She must really be practicing these tips because she's had quite a few.
Yeah, once again, middle school level, you do not expect many tips or hits, that kind of thing, to come out. Most of the time it's volleys and bumps, but Harvey Lakers also managing to get the ball to the setter pretty consistently there.
13, Nevers up to serve again. Went almost into her teammates, I think. It might have hit some of them.
Nighthawks have possession of the ball now.
Carly 18.
Going up to serve. I assume didn't quite hit where she was hoping it would.
Was that her that just yelled out?
I think so. Looks like it hit her hand a bit weird. Gigi up to serve. Good underhand. And sent straight back over by Summer. Aw, and none of the Lakers reacting to that one.
A little bit of confusion as it landed right in front of Paul. She just wasn't ready, wasn't expecting it to come over to her.
It's always the worst feeling when it just drops by your feet. Pretty unfortunate, but number 7, Alex, going up to serve for the Nighthawks. The ball is over. Received by Grant. Oh, hold on. There's some big plays happening here. I can't quite keep up.
Landed just behind Giggy. She wasn't ready to go backwards, which is unfortunate. And middle wasn't ready to cover either. Good attempted receive there by Paul. Just went on the other side of the pole and went out.
There to get it, but wasn't quite able to make it happen, unfortunately. Grantham Palmer receiving that one. None of the Lakers could get there in time, though. The Nighthawks have evened it up with this serving streak by number 7 here, Alex. She's currently going on the 4th point now, which will come to an end. Commentator's curse, most likely. Now,
Always.
Grantham Palmer going up to serve now for the Lakers side. Good calls there.
That was powerful. It just went in the opposite direction of what she wanted.
Number 4, Olivia, with the attempted overhand. Just barely out, kind of it looked like it went off her fingertips a bit and gave the ball a lot of spin.
Overhands can be difficult. I still haven't even practiced and perfected that. So
Yeah, you definitely need some practice to get some strong overhands, but good set and hit over by number 9, Paul there. Paul receiving the ball again, but Lakers couldn't quite use that one.
when it's off the net, especially if you haven't really practiced it much, it can be difficult to know what to do in that situation.
Coverage is definitely a hard thing to learn. It's definitely one of the last things you learn too. Good attempted up by Olivia.
Just wasn't there ready in time.
The Lakers come back in the lead here.
Charlotte Booker up with the serve. Strong, just not powerful enough to get it over the net. Good attempted overhand, though. It's interesting to see a lot of these middle school players attempting overhand. It's definitely good that they're practicing, even if it isn't getting the points. Little confusion from Palmer there as she went to bump and then decided that that wouldn't work, and then went to duck so she could volley it, but it just hit her head.
Once again, you can't volley in middle school, so the only option is to bump. Just having a little switch around of our scoreboard here. The black is the sets won, the white is the points.
Yeah, they updated our program on it.
Yeah, they switched up the program, so we had to adjust some stuff. But it's all good now.
That pump just wasn't high enough for anyone to get.
Nighthawks are back in the lead here. Got Kenzie up serving. Good up by Paul, sending it straight over.
Good attempt at a dig from, I believe that's number 6, Charters, but just wasn't high enough.
Charters with a good dig off of Nevers' hit there, but wasn't high enough to make a play, turn into a play.
Nighthawks serve just wasn't high enough, went to the net, but now we have number 13, Taya Nevers, up to serve.
Lakers are back serving, which is bad news for the Nighthawks. Oh, never mind. Looks like the Nighthawks are now back in possession. They're all good now. Carly going up to serve. Nice underhand there, received by Paul. And an attempted hit over by Booker, but went out of bounds.
Just didn't have the right angle on that.
Yeah, you always want to be directly under the ball, and she kind of had some momentum on that one. Good set by Giggy. And hit over by Charters.
Really good positioning there, put in a spot where no one is ready to get there from the Nighthawks.
Giggy's got some deadly serves. She's kind of just sending it to anyone in the front line, which most of the time is Charters.
And now number 12, Giggy, up with the serve. She's been doing some really good with these serves. They've been going over with a lot of power, hitting middle or back row with them. Great tip from Palmer. Attempted receive there.
Giggy tried to dig that one.
Went straight into one of her teammates.
Alex on the Nighthawks going up to serve now. Miscommunication there between Palmer and Giggy. Didn't quite know who was going to get that one.
Ball landed right in between the two, and it can be hard to figure out whose ball is whose. Number 7, Alex with the serve, but it just couldn't quite get over. So now we have number 15, Haley Palmer, up to serve.
Palmer up to serve here for the Lakers. Landed right between 3 of the Nighthawks there. Call that one an ace.
And they know it. They're celebrating all of these aces with a little chant.
Kenzie a bit scared of that ball. It had some power on it, so I don't blame her.
Some really nice serves. Despite them being underhand, they are going quite far back with quite a lot of force.
Good up by Carly. Giggy over to Paul. And sent out by the Nighthawks side.
Lakers now with a 1-point lead above the Nighthawks. Commentators curse there as the Nighthawks get another point, and it is tied again.
Yeah, we should really learn our lesson to stop commenting on the serves. Serve streaks and, you know, all that kind of stuff. We gotta put a ban on that. It's not worked out for any teams. Good up by Palmer, moving over to get that one.
She's
up
had some
by
really
Cara,
great receives.
sent back over by Paul. Just a little rally between Paul and Cara here.
Charters went to block it, but there was just no one covering there.
Cara still got that one over though. None of the Lakers in position to receive it. She sent it over in an empty spot.
Now number 4, Olivia, serving for the Nighthawks. And a little bit of miscommunication as the ball lands right in between Charters and Palmer.
Yeah, once again, Palmer and Charters had a little bit of a miscommunication. Good over by Nevers. Ah.
Nice hustle by number 1 on the Nighthawks. Just couldn't get there in time. It was a little too far into the crowd.
Yeah, Summer on the Nighthawks side set that one up, but Cara couldn't quite get there in time. She was moving though. She was trying to get there. She was hustling.
She wanted that ball, and that's always a really good thing in this game. You have to want it, otherwise you're not going to go for it.
Yeah, you can't be afraid of it. And a good tip over by Nevers. Once again, Lakers showing why they got a set under their belts in this game. Because they're ahead of the curve with the tip overs and the hits and the sets.
Charters had that serve. Nice hit over. Palmer with the bump.
Good up by Palmer. Sent straight over by Booker there. And it hit a back corner.
They did a really good job there with positioning and reacting. They had really fast reaction times, and that worked out for them.
Cara receiving that one, sending it to the back line. Set up and sent over by Paul. Cara once again sent it straight over. Palmer received. And Charters with the attempted dig.
Just a little too low to receive it, which is unfortunate because she had a good reaction time.
Once again, both teams completely even game. It's anyone's game. Possession goes back over to Lakers. This could be big for the Lakers. Nice attempted over by Kenzie.
Angle was just a little off and had it pushed a little bit downwards so it went into the net.
Didn't quite have that angle. Once again, Kenzie sending it over. Kara straight back over to Palmer, who sends it straight back over again. It's just a one-touch game here, folks. Oh, we got it set up by Giggy. Sent over by McLean.
Really good teamwork from the Lakers as they got that ball over, even though there was plenty of opportunities for miscommunication.
We could see that there was kind of a change in the game there. Like both teams just kind of got dead set on sending the ball over, but Lakers eventually broke out of it and set it up.
Nice save by Palmer as that was going behind her. And that all worked out because the Lakers sent the ball right over and it went right close to the net, and the Nighthawks didn't know what to do.
Olivia's back with the serve. Lakers only needing 2 more points to win this set too. Hits the net, but good reaction by Kenzie on the Nighthawks side.
Really lucky. Those are always really hard balls to get when they fall right off of the tape from the net.
You need some good reactions for that. Oh, and the power straight through the went straight through the beams. Did not get a call for hitting the ceiling.
Turner's had a really good reaction to that, though. Didn't let the fact that it was that high stop her. She still got that.
That was a big break for the Nighthawks there, because if that hit the ceiling, it would have been game over. Palmer, I think, forgetting where she was on the court, thought the line was right there, but let that one drop.
The coach, Sarah Hart, reassuring her that it's okay, we just have to improve after we make mistakes, and that it's normal.
Good over by Palmer. And a good leave by Kara, not chasing that ball. Nighthawks can't drop a single serve here.
Just had a little bit too much power on that one. Nice out call by the Lakers, making sure that everyone heard.
That's a win for the Lakers there. Nighthawks were close to the comeback, but couldn't quite get it.
These teams just seem to be pretty even. It's just that the Lakers are really putting in the effort to set up, and that is a game changer for these teams.
Yeah, we've seen some good back and forths. We've seen that both teams tend to, kind of have even points throughout the whole match, really. Nighthawks making big comebacks when they're down, and Lakers making comebacks when they're down. But it's really just the difference in fundamentals I'm noticing. Lakers seem much more comfortable getting those 3 hits, sending it up, sending it over. And also, it's Charters on the Lakers side, number 6. She's got some good, almost like instincts to just tip the ball and hit it.
Yeah, the Lakers definitely have an advantage when they're so comfortable with up at the net play with the blocks and the tips. Really does give them something that the Nighthawks just don't seem to have worked as much.
Yeah, Nighthawks looking to hopefully improve and come back, because I assume middle school volleyball follows the same formula as senior this year, which is 5 sets total, best of 5, which means Nighthawks should still have an opportunity to come back. It's going to be difficult, but it's still out there. There's a chance.
Especially since these Lakers really have the motivation and the encouragement from each other that they really need. It's really good. They've been talking a lot to each other and from the bench, and that always helps to boost the mood.
Lakers are carrying the momentum into the 3rd set here. No changes to the lineup on the Lakers side. opting for the same lineup pretty much. Well, actually, I believe Nevers has been tagged out for Hart again, who played in the first set.
No. Number 5, Kylie McClune, coming out to make an appearance again, too. Now number 5, Kenzie, up to serve for the Nighthawks.
Yeah, Nighthawks have switched out number 1 Kara for number 15 Kenley here.
Really good attempts at some tips, but it just didn't really work out. Ball is a little bit too low for a tip.
And Madison's also back in the game on the Nighthawks side, replacing Carly. And a good hit over by Palmer. Sent straight back over by Madison. And Nighthawks just keeping up that immediate send over in the hopes of overwhelming the Lakers. And it's working.
Really good attempt at trying to get that ball off the net from number 11. Isabella Hart just wasn't fast enough. That was a good instinct, though.
Kenzie's going to keep serving here. Finds a spot. The perfect spot there for no Lakers. Found that gap. We'll see if she hits the same spot this time, too. Ball was in the air. She did hit the same spot, but Charters was ready for that one. Sent straight back over by Kenley, but went out of bounds. It's another point for the Nighthawks. Or Nighthawks losing possession. And that's a point for the Lakers. Good serve over, received by number 9, Sammy.
Really nice pass over by number 15, Kinley, from the Nighthawks. That had a lot of power behind it, and the Lakers just weren't prepared to receive something that was coming at them that fast.
Yeah, that was a pretty good setup, too, by Sammy on the Nighthawks side.
Now 20, Madison with the serve.
Good over by Giggy.
Received by Paul.
Over by Paul. Sent straight back over with a kind of like a jump push by number 11 Summer, which is good. Nighthawks are using their front row players well. Only front row have the ability to jump.
Attempt at an overhand, just wasn't ready for it. Need to work on a little bit more from 20, Madison on the Nighthawks. Now we have 9, Willow Paul, up to serve for the Lakers.
And a good attempted hustle by Kenley, but couldn't quite get there in time, unfortunately. Paul will be back up to serve for the Lakers. Sent straight to Summer again, who sends it straight back over.
Really good positioning. That was just behind number 15, Haley Palmer. It's always really difficult when the ball's right behind you, because if you step back into it, then you're going to be touching it, and you won't be able to get it. But if it's right behind you, your teammates are going to think that you have it.
It really depends on your team's communication. Palmer most likely didn't want to step back and risk knocking into someone and losing the point. She assumed her team was probably there, but would have been the right call to do so.
Short serve by number 9, Sammy, for the Nighthawks. Sending it to number 15, Palmer, on the Lakers side. She's had some really good serves. I think she's had some really good hits. She has a lot of power behind her.
And a good up by Kenley. Kenley sent that up. And Summer hitting it over.
Palmer had the ball sent over for the Lakers, and now she's getting it back with the serve. Hoping to see another really strong serve from her.
Palmer keeping up the serves here. And Alex volleys on that.
Put it in a really good spot, Palmer did, because number 7, Alex wasn't in the right spot. She wouldn't have been able to bump it.
Sent that one over to Kenley, but had too strong of an angle on her arms. But yeah, the technique with serving in middle school would be sending it just above their head to where they're either forced to move back and risk hitting a teammate, or volley, which is illegal.
Really good push there. You don't see a lot of pushes like that, especially in JV, by number 11, Summer, on the Nighthawks. Passing it over to her teammate, number 15, Kinley, for the serve. And it hits the net.
Unfortunate for the Nighthawks. They do still have that 1-point lead, which is good for them. But with Gigi up to serve, things can change. Good attempted up by Summer, but called it and was moving. Her teammates got out of the way, but she couldn't quite get that right hit on it. And Gigi sends it out.
Both teams tied again, which is something that we've seen quite a few times during this game.
It's becoming a very common thing.
Must be nerve-wracking for both teams down there. You never want to be caught too close to someone else.
Good recovery. Oh, beautiful. Paul hit that one up and kind of shanked it. Went off at a hard angle, but Paul was there Palmer was there to get that one.
Some really nice saves from everybody. They just didn't have the right angle on the last hit.
There's some good reactions here from the Lakers that are showing. But Summer was really just trying to hammer down on that right side of the court.
Sending it into the rafters. Number 5, Kylie, with a really nice serve, and then received after.
And a beautiful play by the Lakers.
That was really good work from all of them. They had really good communication, really fast reactions, and had the right idea with all of those plays.
Gigi was ready to move and get that one, and she managed to get it. And sent straight back over by Madison. And Madison trying to send it back over again, but goes into the net. Net is the biggest blocker of this whole game.
Lakers now with a 1-point lead against the Nighthawks. Sending number 5, Kylie McClune, up to serve, but eating my words here as she sends it right out.
Don't entirely know what happened there. It must have hit at a weird angle. We got Alex up serving now for the Nighthawks side. And a good up by the Lakers, sent straight back over by Summer with a hard hit.
Just a small miscommunication there.
That one, it could have been detrimental, but Nighthawks still managed to get that one over. Both Madison and Kenzie were going for that ball, but
number 7, Alex, with the serve. She's had a really good serve all night, having a lot of power behind it.
McClune tried to hit that back corner of the Nighthawks, but couldn't quite get that. Just went out. And now Alex is back serving.
Hit the crow's nest there, almost hitting the ref. Now sending it to Charters for the serve. she's been playing really well all night. And continues to with a really nice serve.
And Kenzie getting both those, send them straight back over. And a good hit over by Charters.
Put just in the right spot.
It looked a bit like number 11 Hart was getting ready to tip that one over too if the opportunity presented itself, but hits the net, attempted up there by Kenzie, but had her fists open, which would count as a carry. Now Charles is back up to serve. Good hit over by Sammy.
Right
and that counts. It was in.
Unfortunate. Balls that are always right on the line are really confusing for the players on the court because there's so much area that you have to cover that it's always really difficult to know whether or not it's in.
Kenzie up to serve for the Nighthawks now. Sent over by Paul, straight back over by Madison. And Gigi with that reaction, that call this time worked out for her. We could see that last time she did not think it was going to go in. It was in. This time she stood a bit close to the line, adapted to it, and she knew that one was going out.
Nobody there in time for that, received by Alex on the Nighthawks. Sending the ball right back over to the Lakers, who now have a 2-point lead as of now.
Going to serve. Madison receiving. And that was a Kylie McClune there diving for that one. Dug that ball out, but no one else was there to help out.
Unfortunately, went into the net, which is always really difficult. Another miscommunication by the Lakers. That's one of their biggest problems right now, is not talking to each other, or at least not being loud enough.
Nighthawks are trying to send the ball in between players in the hopes of getting those miscommunications to go. Like once again right there.
A little duck by number 15, Haley Palmer, sent Willow Paul confused there, right behind her.
Good up by Paul. And a good spot there by Palmer. Unfortunately, it's not enough, and the Nighthawks, they're looking to win this set. 17-19 in the Nighthawks' favor, and Nighthawks have serve. Madison sending that one straight over the net. Palmer bring it back. Summer there sending it over. A nice attempted set by Gigi, but got a bit, afraid that Palmer might hit her, that kind of thing. Nice over by McClune. Sent straight back over by McClune once again.
Little bit of ping pong here.
It's really just going between Sammy and McClune there.
Until it hit off the one arm of Kenzie, sending it right into the crowd.
Lakers finally broke it, and they got the point.
Sending Willow Paul to the service line.
Straight to Kenley. Over by Summer. Over by Paul. Over by Kenley once again. Madison sent that one over. Palmer. And Gigi was not ready for that one. It was salvageable, but that would have been a very hard ball to get by Gigi. You would need some fast reactions. Yep. Sammy serving that one over. And a good over by Gigi. Right on the line.
Almost went out, but it didn't. The Lakers must be very happy to be getting this one back, considering they are a couple points behind and the Nighthawks are getting close.
Both teams' defenses are really open to frontline hits and that kind of thing, just since they're expecting to receive a lot more. So and the Lakers are kind of like, they're kind of exploiting that. They're trying to send balls at a higher angle just so that all the power goes into vertical rather than horizontal and just goes slightly over the net. Good up by Palmer. And looked like a bit of a miscommunication there.
Ball went right behind the back row players for the Nighthawks, sending a little bit of miscommunication and confusion there as to who was supposed to get that and whether or not that was even going to be in.
Kenley looked like she was ready to move, but then once she saw that Sammy was moving there, she decided that she got it. But Lakers are on 20 points, and the Nighthawks they got 23 here, which is not updated on our scoreboard yet. But Lakers are really going to play their game here.
Charters with an amazing tip there. Almost touched the net, but didn't.
Looked like the tip wasn't even required, but once again, she's showing her fundamentals, which is always good to practice getting tips and that kind of thing. Unfortunate for McLoone there, because now Nighthawks are on their 24 points. They only need one more to win. Lakers are going to have to play a flawless game here.
It is set point, and they're sending the ball to one of the strongest servers out in the court right now for the Nighthawks. A little bit of a commentator's curse.
Once again, we got to stop saying that.
My apologies to Alex.
Going up to serve number 6 Charters here for the Lakers. Once again, can't mess up. A good send over there. Madison receiving that one. Palmer sending it over, and number 5, Kenzie, couldn't quite get there, but she did try and dig that ball. That's some impressive. That's some good bravery there shown. Madison receiving that one. Set up by Giggy, sent over by Palmer. Madison sent that one straight back over again. And Summer, backline hit there. Charters send that one over. And a nice tip there by number 11, Hart. She was ready to get that.
Taking some tips from number
it's now
6
even.
Charters, who is now up to serve.
Both teams are going to need to score 2 consecutive points here to win.
Lakers only one away from winning the third set, which would mean game.
They're almost there. They just need one more good serve. Nighthawks are they're gonna really have to get their hustle on here. And it looked like that one was almost right on line.
Lakers coming in with a win from that set.
Nighthawks thought that one was going out, but very unfortunate end there. That always feels the worst. Lakers win that one 3-0.
They all played very hard. Putting a lot of work into that, a lot of hustle, a lot of heart. You can tell that these girls really, really love this game.
Yeah.
And finally, we'd like to thank our premium sponsors, Bill Gammon, Briggs and Little, David C.A. Williams, Renovations, Dr. Dan Fletcher, Excel Manufacturing, Harvey High Helpers, Harvey Insurance, Hundredfold Acre Puppies, the Little Village Vacation Resort for Dogs, Paul Equipment, your local Devlon and Bobcat Heavy Equipment Dealer, RSEI Consultants Ltd, Scott Pierce at Remax East Coast Elite Realty, The Station House, and Black's Grocery and Café. Drop in after the game for some freshly baked breads and sweets.
And we'll also shout out everyone up here in the skybox helping out. We got here, you can shout yourself out.
Kevin Skeppers.
We got a little interview here.
Now I sound like a loser.
What do you think about that game?
I thought that it was really led by the serving, and it really showed off how strong this Lakers squad is going to be at serving. We have some great servers coming up.
Thank you. Very well said. That was Kevin Skeversroy. He was running console, switching camera angles, showing you guys everything. We had Hunter on the cam too, getting those zoom in shots for serving, that kind of thing. And we had good old David White on the scoreboard, which only messed up a little bit of it.
That's my fault.
I'm gonna make sure that I deduct points off, add some points to my French project once he grades it, just for that. I got some rights there. And we got me, Caleb Brewer, and Adeline Albert on the commentary.
Thank you for commentating with me. That was a great game.
You're welcome. We're gonna end stream here. You guys have a great night, and all of you watching, and we'll see you tomorrow for a couple other games. I believe there's a triple ball game that we'll be streaming, which is our first triple ball game. It's gonna be a good one.
Harvey takes the lead with 9 seconds left. This game isn't over just yet. Luke with the rebound. 6 seconds left. Now 5, 4, 3. He goes in. Ryan down.
Dad, I think it's time I get my own house.